each month, it got more and more frustrating because there were mistakes, things weren't being recorded accurately, and the same mistakes kept happening over and over again. As our accounting and our numbers got more complex, it was not scaling. Our CEO was trying to manage all of the operations and finance functions, and that's not his background. So there was a lot to get my hands around in terms of what systems do we own? What are we paying for? Where is all the money going? And we didn't really have an operating model. We didn't have a budget. We didn't really have a good bookkeeping system either that I felt comfortable with the numbers on. In my position where I'm essentially acting as CFO, I need comfort in the numbers so that I can convey that level of confidence to our investors. Pilot came in towards about a year ago, actually. I started looking around at how do we level up our accounting, our finance organization, right? And so that's where I came across a few different firms and got into in-depth conversations, demos, et cetera, one of which being Pilot. Pilot being a very interesting one because they've worked with a lot of different startups. And there was a knowledge there of what type of challenges we face, and whether it's revenue recognition, expense recognition, et cetera. And they weren't trying to sell me a solution that had more bells and whistles than I needed, right? There were some systems I found that were an all-in-one package, not what we were looking for. I was looking for someone that could work and scale up with us from a bookkeeping and accounting perspective, as well as take on taxes, help us with things like R&D credit incentives. And Pilot checked a lot of those boxes. There were a couple others we looked at, but frankly, none of them quite fit the bill as Pilot did. I actually went forward. We were going to do a month to month. I actually moved forward with an annual contract instead. And I haven't really looked back. I have far more confidence in our books than I used to. Every month, I know exactly when I'm going to get the draft books. I'm able to work with the same person on a regular cadence, understands our businesses, so I don't have to keep checking it and losing trust in what's going on. I actually really like the portal. I use it more than I look at QuickBooks for things such as revenue recognition, for vendor accruals and expenses and such, because it gives me a much better, quicker way of sifting through all of that information. I like how it flags anomalies or changes in our books. It gives us a nice way to get a glance of our business. I can invite our CEO to that platform and give him a hands-on view so he doesn't have to come to me each time. I think without Pilot, I'd probably be tearing my hair out trying to figure out all of our books each month.